I want to give an honorable mention, though. And this is a guy that you and I have spent a lot of time over the years arguing, debating, cussing each other out, doing special segments from the Super Bowl about. Like, this dude has given people so much content over the years. Yeah. And listen, one game, one win does not a reputation change. But as I saw James Harden doing his thing, turning back the clock, picking up the slack for, Kawhi Leonard being out again in game one against the Mavs, I just thought about like the phenomenon of like, man, nobody ever talks about those games with James Harden. Nobody ever, and maybe because it's game one and not game 6 or game 7, but nobody ever talks about the good performances. It's like they never happened. It's like, no, we refuse to have any other information submitted in this case of the people versus James Harden. All evidence, this is it. I don't care what he does. I don't care how well he performs or shoots or distributes or leads. Doesn't matter. James Harden is not clutch. James Harden is a choker. James Harden is not a winner. I want no parts of him on my team. It's like, again, you don't advance from game one, so I get it. Because he could, wait for it, end up shitting the bed, later in this series or the next round.
Every time you say it. Every time you say it.
I never say wet the bed. Like, why say wet the bed?
It makes me cringe.
Children, yeah. But he couldn't do it. I'm just pointing out.
It's too much.
And I am not saying that if humanity's on the line and there's one game to win, I ain't saying I want the ball in James Harden's hands either. I'm simply saying, like, we just conveniently, I'm doing that thing. Here, I'm doing that thing.
That's right.
I'm intentionally doing that thing where I act as though I've seen everything that everybody has said and everything that everybody has written. And I'm going to pretend as though nobody's talking about James Harden today.
Nobody.
Okay? Nobody's talking about it. I'm just going to pretend nobody's talking about James Harden. No,
everybody says this.
Everybody says this. Right. No, I'm saying that James Harden, it feels like in the conversation about James Harden, his highs, his hits, his heroics are rarely, if ever, referenced. We hone in on the antics, we hone in on the failures, we hone in on the losses. Just shout him out for a great performance in game one of round one. Because plenty of Hall of Famers, plenty of people give speeches, plenty of people have documentaries made about game one of round one. I recognize it. I get it. I'm not going too far for once.
Michael, I know exactly what you mean. So I do. Okay, but now you bring up James Harden. We have had debates about James Harden. We've had arguments about James Harden.
Right.
So a lot of them. All right, okay. We've also had arguments about the guy whose team James Harden beat yesterday. That would be Luka. All right, so we know Clippers, Mavericks, they've met a few times in the first round. As a matter of fact, I think we had an argument about Luka's shot in the bubble. Made this shot in the playoffs against the Clippers. And
when we got COVID in Lowell, Massachusetts, was that Lowell? Where were we in Massachusetts taking the photos for this show?
That's right.
They sent us out to get COVID. We're all in the dirty ass subway somewhere. Was that Lowell? Was it Lowell?
It was Lowell. It was.
Take it the lengths we went to for this show. And we were arguing later that when y'all see those pictures. It was. When y'all see those pictures when this show comes on, for the 5 of y'all that watch, when y'all see those pictures and it's like, we sitting at a coffee shop, that's us contracting COVID in Lowell for the photo shoot. And we were arguing about whether or not that performance that Luka had, what was it? It was game 1 or game 2 a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So this would have been 20,
He won a game in the bubble.
What year would this have been? Would this have been 2021?
2020.
2020. Oh, 2020, of course. Yeah, 2020. Yeah. So, and we were like, and you were like, they ain't nothing. They ain't getting all hot and bothered over that. Yeah.
And everybody was saying,
anointed Luka at that moment.
Here we go. This is the beginning. Oh, this guy, look at Luka. He's a shot maker. He's like clutch and all this. So, look, they played the Clippers before. They've never beaten the Clippers in a playoff series.
Third time in 5 years. Yeah.
So, I know we're going to talk about NBA awards and, MVP conversations. And in the MVP conversation, you have Luka. You have all right,
SGA.
You got SGA and you got Jokic, of course.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't win this series, man, come on now. If they don't win this series, now you lose to the Clippers. You lose to the Clippers. It's not just losing in the first round. Hey, Michael Jordan lost in the first round. Did he? Okay. Yeah, like maybe a couple times. Maybe once. To the Celtics?
No,
that's
I think
it,
more than
right?
once.
I think
more than once.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, if you count the comeback, if you count the Magic, didn't he lose? Wasn't that the first round? Oh, that the first round when he came back out of retirement? That won the first round? No, it wasn't.
No. Simmons.
I mean, listen, look, you ain't got to preach to me about Michael Jordan.
I'm just saying,
shit.
hey,
I conveniently forget that Michael
round.
Jordan lost in the first round. He scored that 63, as far as I'm concerned, in beating the 86 Celtics, as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah,
okay.
I mean, you got to tell me.
But that's just once. That's just once. So, you lose 3 times in the first round to the Clippers. And we know historically. Come on now.
I'm not accepting Luka slander. I'm not. No, I'm not. I will not hold on. You will not say this. I will not accept Luka slander.
You're not being fair.
No, Luka gets a pass. Luka gets a pass from me. Luka belongs in the MVP conversation.
Luka gives passes. Luka gives passes. Luka does not get a pass. Luka gives great passes.
They ain't lose the game one at home. They ain't lose the game one at home. And maybe a lot of people, maybe plenty of people hyped up the Mavericks as a dangerous Western Conference team because of the way they finished the season. There were plenty of people talking about what the Mavericks were going to do in the Western Conference. I was probably one of them. But I will not tolerate Luka slander. You will not say the O word when it comes to Luka. His time just ain't come yet. His time just ain't come yet. Okay?
I'm just wondering.
And anyway, they got the advantage. They have the advantage. They lost game one. Now they get to make adjustments. You're very premature. You're very premature in proclaiming Luka to be a choke artist, which is really what you're saying.
Well, I may be going in that direction. But in this documentary that will be produced by Inflection Point, this documentary that you keep talking about, how about a documentary?
Hey, hold on, you fellow bald chocolate brethren. See this. Thank you. We need some research help from time to time. See how we're getting old. Our memory fade. Jordan lost in the first round of 80, 85, 86, and 87 to Milwaukee and Boston back-to-back years. Thank you, Gary. See, that's what we need around here. We need accountability out here. Conveniently mythologizing Michael Jordan.
So wait.
Like he ain't never, you know who hasn't lost in the first round?
Okay.
And we're about to talk about him in a second.
I'll tell you this.
That's going to change. Because the first time for everything. He going out in the first round this year. Well, no, he has lost in the first round. LeBron has. He lost a couple of years ago in the first round. No, this will be his second time. LeBron. He lost in the first round a couple of years ago. This will be his second time. But go ahead, finish your thought.
To Phoenix? No, but I'm saying.
Yeah,
okay, let me just adjust this real quick.
Right,
Michael Jordan, and those, because I'm going to get back, because I'm about to protect Michael Jordan's reputation and his name. Michael
really
Jordan
needs it.
ain't never lose in the first round when his team won more games than they lost. How about that? So those teams, that team that Boston beat probably won like 35 games. They were like 12 games under 500. Stop it. You cannot
be what you did there.
An MVP of the league.
I'm just here for the.
You ain't the MVP of the league.
Oh, stop.
You ain't MVP
yes,
of the
you
league.
are.
If you can't.
His predecessor.
3 times.
We've had this.
Not 3 times.
I don't care what happened 2 years ago. Listen, we will not. Okay, this we will not do. This I command. I just bought G.I. Joe the movie on Amazon the other day, and I'm so excited. I've seen Serpentor in like 30 years. This I command. We will absolutely not adjudicate the MVP. I don't even know if I'm using that word in the right context.
That's fine.
It is a regular season award, and it is certainly not an award that is a lifetime achievement or lack of achievement award. I don't give two shits about Luka and the Mavs shitting the bed in previous playoffs when it comes to what Luka did this year. And for the record, Jokic is my MVP, hands down.
Maybe we need to be
stop. But don't tell me that Luka is disqualified from MVP consideration this year because he may lose in the first round of the playoffs. It's a regular season award. Oh my God! We did it with Giannis. We did it with Giannis. It's like, oh, if you don't go deep in the playoffs, you can't be the MVP. Not you. I'm not saying this to you. I respect you. You know I respect you. You know, Vincent. You know I respect you. I'm not saying this to you, but shut the up. I want everybody to gather up all the fine every in proximity and shut them up when it comes to talking about a regular season award as it relates to playoff performance. I hate that shit. Stop it.
I know you do.
Stop.
But listen to me.
Luka was brilliant in the regular season.
That's what you need to do. Maybe you need to measure 9 times and cut once when it comes to the MVP. Maybe we need to be more thorough with who we are selecting as MVP. So yes, it's a regular season award, but what you want is somebody who's going to take what they've shown you in the regular season and then take that to the postseason and elevate themselves and the people around them. I'm just saying that. But here, in this documentary that Inflection Point is going to produce, and maybe in this retrospective in 20 years, imagine as we all sit there and hear Luka say, you know what? My career would have been a lot different. I know a lot of people have said this in NBA history. My career would have been a lot different if I could have gotten by the Clippers.
When you put it that way. When you put it that way. Okay. Right. James Harden of all people sent you home. James Harden sent you home.
Gotta beat the Clippers.
When you put it that way, it is pretty damning. That is a pretty damning thing that.
You look at all those banners.
Right.
Look at all those banners.
Reggie Miller.
Beat the Clippers, dog.
Reggie Miller.
Beat the Clippers.
Reggie Miller and Charles Barkley. Reggie Miller and Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing all were denied by Michael Jordan, and Luka was denied by the Clippers. I mean, yeah, when you put it that way, I mean, yeah, okay, sure. But, like, listen, is it an indictment if they were to lose to the Clippers, who, last I checked, have not only the advantage, but
Three times
in 5 years,
Michael.
Every year is different. The uniform may be the same, but these are different. It's a different Mavs team. Every year is different Clippers team.
It's a different team. It's the same guy, though. It's the same star.
It's a common denominator for Dallas. The same central figure.
Yeah, Luka.
Sure, same central figure. But you're not going to tell me, based on what he did in the regular season, you cannot tell me that he's not worthy of MVP consideration. I don't think he should win it. I think it will be Jokic.
Of course he's worthy of consideration. Do I think he's the best player?
The evaluation is over. In the league? Like there's no more discussion about MVP. That's for the regular season. Like it's over. Now we're talking about this a different animal, different beast, different game. You cannot take what you see in the playoffs and apply it to the MVP conversation. That case is closed. Pencils down on MVP.
How about that? I don't fear him. I don't. I don't think he's the best player in basketball. If your team is playing,
you think the MVP has to be the best player in basketball? Or is it the guy who had the best regular season? I don't think they're one and the same all the time. Oftentimes they're not. Oftentimes they're not. If he was the best player in basketball, 5 would have won MVP in NBA history. Like that's just not how it works.
Sure. Yeah. Sure, but I don't put it this way. I don't think he's one of the 3 best players in basketball. I need to see.
You don't think he was one of the 3 best players in basketball this season? I do not
fear a Luka Doncic-led team because I need to see something else. I just think I think he's fun to watch, but I need some fear in my heart. When it's the MVP, when it's that guy, I need to fear him.
Well, he ain't gonna win it anyway.
Yes, I do.
He ain't gonna win it anyway. Luka ain't gonna win it anyway. Jokic is gonna win.
He's not gonna win it.
Deservedly so. He's the best player in the world.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.